Hey guys, I saw a video on YouTube recently where it talked about a busted board, and as you can see the wheels go fine forward, but on the braking backwards I was having this problem right here. Did you hear that? Pretty ugly. And when coming down the hill using the brake, it was making that noise. I'm not going to do it again just because I don't want to damage the motor. Anyways, the video that I saw talked about how that wheel was broken or not working correctly. So as soon as I heard that, I was in total dismay. Only had about 20 hours on the board, and here it is breaking on me. Well, to make a complete video, I wanted to make sure that everybody understood what's happened and not to despair. That it is common. It's things you got to do. That's why you have to do adjustments. That's why you have to do cleaning and just kind of double check your board. So what happens is the belt here that runs right there, well, it's going over this little gear back here and across this motor here. You can see the motor spinning also. So, well, what was happening is it's a toothed belt, and as it runs over that and it's not tight enough, it actually makes that noise. So it's not broken. I called Boosted Board. Actually, I sent them an email and they gave me some simple instructions. So what you do is you loosen up this bolt here. Underneath here there's another bolt right under there, if you can kind of see it. I'm sorry, they're called screws. And you get into these screws right there and you loosen them up, okay? And once it's loose, you can see now that, let me turn it sideways here now, that when you squeeze this piece here and the motor together, they kind of squish together a little bit, so you can take the belt off. So you can kind of see a little bit of play right there, not very much. So that play is what happens, is you need to get in here and loosen this bolt, make sure it's all the way loose. And then this one right there, make sure it's loose. Alright, and I got them both loose now. Maybe you can see that squeeze action I was talking about. So you can kind of see how this moves a little bit. Hard to see it, but it's doing it. So right here, the belt is loosening when you squeeze it. So what they told me to do is just put a little pressure, not too much pressure. That's the number one key, is not to put too much pressure. If you put too much pressure on it, then you're going to be riding the motor constantly. I think there's enough spring in here that it should be enough to tighten it. If not, you can just give a little tiny push, very little, on the motor itself. Pardon my hand in the way. And what you do is just kind of push while holding the truck right here. I'm kind of pushing with my finger the motor out. Very little. They told me not to do very much on that because you'll put too much tension on the motor itself. So I'm giving it very little. They got a spring in there that's already a tension getter. If you don't have any longer Allen wrenches, I'd recommend getting some. They're a lot more handy if you get the T-shaped ones. And then down here, just going to tighten this one here. And after you get them all done, there's no more broken board, right? And after it wasn't ever broken, what happens is these things, just after time, up and down motion, they can get loose. The actual belts are brand new when you get them, so the belts could, as you're using them for a few hours there, you can end up getting them, a little more stretched out. So, all right, there we go. A little more better view. So, got them tight now. Now here we go. I'm gonna try it out. I'm afraid not to hold it too tight. Yeah, see, I can't hold that now. And there we go, fixed. So You hear that rattling noise? It's not broken. It's most likely not a motor. It's going to be just this bolt up here, the bolt down here. You loosen the two. You do not loosen the back one over here. There's a spring in here. I can feel it when you squeeze it. So when you squeeze it and let go, there's enough tension to snap that belt right there in place. Be sure that the belt is actually not so loose that you're between teeth when tightening it up, because then when it finds the tooth and sets in, it'll be loose again. So just wanted to run that past you guys. When I saw the video on YouTube about a broken boosted board, and I watched it and then went out and rode my board and then suddenly heard the same noise, I almost panicked. But then after contacting Boosted Board, they got back to me right away, gave me instructions, told me exactly what to do, what not to do, and their customer service was fantastic. So board's fixed, looks pretty good. Yeah. Alrighty, gonna give it a test drive down the hill here to see if it makes any noise. If it does, I'll let you know. I'll be back in a few minutes. That was great. Alrighty, that worked out fantastic. Board doesn't make any more noise again. It's fantastic. No more rattle. Thank you, Boosted Board. Thanks for the board, guys. You did a fantastic job. Love this board. So everyone else, that's some basic maintenance. Never feel that your board is busted unless you really broke it. So if all else fails, give them a call. They'll give you some ideas. I recommend giving your board a good cleaning every time you ride it. I basically use just a damp sponge, just barely wet at all. And what all I do is I just go in, clean out all the dirt. Occasionally I'll get some Q-tips and just kind of go in there with some Q-tips, clean out all the extra grime. And also on the underside of the board, I will use the sponge just to get all the dust off all the areas. Not to use too much water on the sponge. You're not looking to soak the board. You're basically just giving it a dusting. So about every couple days I'll give it a nice dusting, go through the entire thing, make sure it's all clean and all. So once you get it all fixed up, areas down in here can gather a lot of grime and dirt. So I'll go right along these areas with Q-tips and just wipe up any extra grease that I can get out of this thing that isn't necessary. So, you know, if you want to get in there and really do a good clean job, you can do it. So I just want to make sure everybody has an idea about how to get this board nice and clean, how to get this board operational when you're panicked, and there it is. So that's all I've done so far. If I come up with any other new information or tips, I will definitely head them off your direction. So until then, I'll get some videos of the actual board being ridden around. So where is it at? There we go. Boosted. Great board. If you're thinking about it, go buy one. You won't regret it. So take care. Have a good day.